The sun hung low over the vast expanse of the wildlands, its blood-red hue casting long shadows over the barren earth. In the heart of the northern tribe, whispers had spread like wildfire. Chief Tarek had been captured, and the warlord Goron had demanded his head. But in the heart of the tribe, Tarek's people waited in silence. Their faith in their leader never wavered, but fear gnawed at their hearts, for Goron was ruthless, and Tarek had no allies left to protect him. Tarek had been a symbol of unyielding strength, and his tribe had prospered under his rule. Yet, the shadow of Goron's vengeance loomed large. The rival warlord had sought revenge for years, his anger swelling after an old feud had turned into a bloodbath. Tarek's victory over Goron's forces years ago had humiliated the man, and now, Goron demanded not just the life of Tarek, but his dignity. As the days passed, the Huntresses, a group of fiercely trained warriors known for their unmatched skill, were sent out to track him down. Led by the cold and calculating Yara, the Huntresses had never failed in their missions. They were the best of the best, trained from a young age in the arts of stealth, tracking, and combat. But this mission felt different. This time, they were hunting for their own leader, the man they had sworn to follow. Yara's mind was as sharp as the dagger at her side. She knew that Tarek wouldn't go down without a fight, but she also knew that the chief was a pragmatist, one who understood the laws of survival. The longer he remained alive, the more dangerous he became. His people would rally behind him. If the Huntresses couldn't bring him back dead, the warlord's power would soon be threatened. Goron would rise up again, and Tarek would be his final target. The Huntresses trekked through dense forests and over rocky plains, their determination pushing them forward, their hearts cold with resolve. But as they neared the heart of Tarek's land, something shifted. A figure appeared on the horizon, a lone man striding toward them. His silhouette was familiar. Yara narrowed her eyes. It was Tarek, alive, unharmed, and with him walked his wife, Layla, a woman who had been taken from the tribe weeks earlier by Goron's men. The Huntresses froze in shock. They had expected to find Tarek's lifeless body, his head on a spike, a trophy for Goron. But there he was, standing tall, walking beside his wife as if nothing had happened. His eyes locked onto Yara's, and the defiance in them was unmistakable. He was no broken man. He was still the chief, still the symbol of their strength. Tarek's voice broke the silence. "I didn't come to surrender, Yara. I came to show you what real power looks like." He stepped forward, his voice carrying the weight of a man who had faced death and come out victorious. Yara's mind raced as she processed what she was seeing. How could he have survived Goron's stronghold, let alone return with his wife, freed from captivity? It made no sense. Her warriors, trained to track and kill, had failed to locate him. But here he was, unscathed, with a look of triumph in his eyes. "You're not dead?" Yara's voice was harsh, disbelieving. Tarek smirked. "You thought I would fall so easily? I infiltrated Goron's camp, took his men down one by one. Your people underestimated me. I came for her, and now we're both free." Layla's presence beside him added weight to Tarek's words. The bond between them was undeniable, and it was clear that Tarek had not just returned for his own survival, but to take back what had been stolen from him. He had crossed enemy lines, torn through the heart of Goron's forces, and reclaimed his wife, his symbol of strength, his reason for living. But Yara wasn't convinced. "You think you can walk back into our camp and be hailed as a hero? Goron will come for you. His wrath will be worse than death." Tarek's gaze hardened. Let him come. I'm done hiding. This is my land, and I will not be taken down by any man, not even Gorin." Yara stood still for a moment, her mind torn between her duty to Gorin and her respect for Tarek's courage. Her eyes flicked to her warriors, waiting for her decision. Her heart clenched. She had always followed orders without question, but Tarek's actions had changed something inside her. She had never witnessed such bravery. It wasn't about politics or power. It was about survival, loyalty, and strength. "Then let's see if you can survive this." Yara's voice was steady, but her heart was uncertain. She drew her blade and took a step forward. Tarek met her gaze, unfazed. "You want to test me? Then let's see if your skill is enough to bring me down." In a flash, the two warriors collided, their swords clashing with a sound like thunder. Yara moved with lightning speed, her blade cutting through the air, but Tarek was always a step ahead. His movements were fluid, his mind working as quickly as his body. Every strike he made was calculated, and every movement showed his understanding of combat and survival. The battle raged on, neither of them yielding. Yara's heart pounded in her chest, her respect for Tarek growing with every move he made. He wasn't just a chief. He was a force to be reckoned with. And for the first time in her life, Yara found herself second-guessing her orders. Finally, with a swift movement, Tarek disarmed Yara, his sword held firmly against her throat. The Huntresses stood in stunned silence, unable to believe what they were witnessing. Yara, the leader of the Huntresses, defeated by their chief. Tarek's voice was low and steady. "I didn't come back to be a puppet. I came back to lead. And now it's time for you to decide. Will you follow me, or will you continue to serve a tyrant?" Yara's gaze never wavered. She stood up slowly, her pride bruised but her spirit unbroken. "You've earned my respect, Tarek. But this isn't over. Gorin will never forgive you for what you've done." Tarek nodded, sheathing his sword. "Let him come. I'll face him with my people by my side." With that, Yara stepped back, signaling her warriors to lower their weapons. They had witnessed something extraordinary. A leader who had defied the odds, returned from the brink of death, and reclaimed what was his. Tarek had proven himself not just as a chief, but as a symbol of strength and resilience. The Huntresses, once sent to kill him, now stood at his side, ready to fight with him. Gorin's reign of terror was about to end, and Tarek would lead the charge. The land would be his once more, and his people would follow him into battle, not as a chief, but as the embodiment of what it meant to survive and conquer.